My name is Elizabeth Ayani, and I am a member of the group, the Optimizers. What is our objective for this plan? That's a very good question. Our objective is to come up with an efficient and cost-affordable way to store water, especially during these times. Did you know that in Africa, we have seasons where there's a lot of rainwater, and then right after is a drought. So we have come up with a way, and it is good that you're here, to store this water for later use so that we can use it in times of drought and famine.
Hi, my name is Chanel Wambua, and I'm part of the Optimizers group. Here with me I have our device for measuring the level of the water. So it consists of an ultrasonic sensor, an LCD display, and the motherboard, the Arduino Uno, which basically communicates with the code from the laptop to these gadgets. Basically, the way this works is that the ultrasonic sensor sends ultrasonic rays to the obstacle and waits for them to bounce back, and the distance between the obstacle and the sensor is calculated, which gives us the space remaining in the tank. So in this case, our obstacle is the water inside the tank. So if I use my hand as an example and I put it in front of the sensor, the display shows me how far my hand is from the sensor. So this way we are able to calculate how far is left in the tank for it to be full.
Hi, my name is Manuela Ifechukwu Ozo, and I'm a member of the Optimizers group, St. Austin's Academy Engineering Project 2023-2024. So we have here our connections. Here is our solar panel, our battery, our solar charge controller, our surface tank, and up there is our overhead tank. As we have here, if you look inside here, there's water and there's our pump inside over here. So our solar panel is going to charge our battery. As you can see from here, it says here is the sun, and this is how our sun is powering our battery. This battery here is going to power all the way to our pump. As you can see, this solar charge controller is connected to the pump. This pump is able to pump water from all the way here from the surface tank up to the overhead tank, as you'll see later. So in order for us to make this most efficient as we can, due to power loss and things like that, we have to reduce our equipment to optimize our efficiency. So the solar panel will charge this, and you can measure how much volts from the solar panel because of the sun that this will be able to charge.
Our goal for this project is to improve the betterment of people through sustainable solutions, especially here in Kenya, where we have periods and seasons where it rains so heavily and then right after is a drought. The northern and western parts suffer immensely from these weather patterns, and so we have come up with a project, a device that can store this water so that it may be used for later use. For example, irrigation. After the flood is done, we have drought right after. So maybe we can be able to use this water for irrigation purposes to grow fruits, vegetables, and all sorts of other food that we can use and eat, and maybe even share it to our neighbors.
So this ultrasonic sensor measures the distance between itself and the water in the tank. So for example, if I put my hand here, the display shows me that my hand is 6 centimeters away from the ultrasonic sensor. So the ultrasonic sensor measures the distance in centimeters, and in our case, our tank is 1 meter high, which is equal to 100 centimeters. So if the water in the tank has reached to a level of, let's say, 90 centimeters, the distance left will be 10 centimeters. And with that 10 centimeters, we program the code to tell us when it's at 10 centimeters, the pump should stop pumping because the water in the tank is full.
To ensure sustainability and affordability, for our tank, we used a dustbin that we got from the school, as well as a 20-liter barrel. Moving on, we also used a solar panel, 15 volts, 250 watts, to power an N70, which is a car battery, that would then power the solar pump to pump the water up to our overhead tank, which is the dustbin that we used.
We're going to time how long it takes for the water from the overhead tank to fill 1 liter of a water bottle. It takes 22 seconds for water from the overhead tank to fill 1 liter of a water bottle. It takes 22 seconds to fill 1 liter of a water bottle with water from our overhead tank. Meaning, it takes 1 hour 13 minutes to fill our whole 200 liter tank.
Here is where we put the conditions of the water level in the tank. So here, we set the water level. If the water level is less than or equal to 5, the LCD display will show that the water is overflowing. Else, if the water level is less than or equal to 15, the LCD will print that the water is full. And when the water in the tank has reached if the distance between the distance measured by the sensor is 90 centimeters or less, it will show that the tank is empty. Any other condition means that the tank is filling. So using the USB cable, it connects the Arduino Uno, which is a motherboard that communicates with the other devices. So this code is uploaded through this button, and then it sends the code to the device. So since this USB cable has already transferred the code to the motherboard, the device can still work without the USB cable, but it still needs a different power supply. For example, you can use a battery and connect it through this direct current port.
In order to efficiently optimize our power, we need to put our equipment in the right way. So as you can see, we've estimated the angle of our solar panels to be 0 degrees to 20 degrees in order for the power from the sun to come here efficiently. Okay. In order to make our project as efficient as possible, we decided to use our solar charge controller as a switch. So if you press here, this is like a manual switch that when you press here, and it charges all the way up to the overhead tank.
For this system, our whole idea is to pump water from a storage tank, collected water with gutters and other rain collection methods. Then that water will be stored in the storage tank. And from the storage tank, we will have different components for this water to flow. We plan to use this water for irrigation.
This is our surface tank, and this is the storage for the rainwater. As we said in our project, it's rainwater harvesting through solar. So this is our rainwater as a demonstration, and the water is going to be pumped all the way up to our overhead tank. As you can see here, this is the amount of volts it has, and due to a lot of current, as I mentioned as before, we really want to make this as efficient as possible. So we're going to limit on the amount of materials that we have. This is our battery, and if we put our battery over here, you can see it's able to. The sun, this powers the battery, which is able to power our pump. The solar panel, as I mentioned before, charges. We're able to see how much voltage that the battery is able to get. So this battery is 12 volts, and we're going to connect it in series with another battery to optimize our voltage. As you can see here, it's 14.6 volts. It's 14.6 volts, and this is the current. this powers all the way to the pump, as I mentioned before. And all this here is our rainwater. And the rainwater is pumped all the way up with our pump. And that.
My name is Jabali Powell Gateria, and I'm part of the optimizers from St. Austin's Academy. And I would like to share some of the challenges we faced as we did this very great project. Our first challenge was agreeing on a particular topic to do. But after a conclusion with good points from members, we all agreed to do rainwater harvesting using solar. Maybe the second challenge we faced was the challenge of time allocation. In the end, we developed very good teamwork. And each member was able to communicate their point with a very good summary, of course. So, yeah, our third challenge maybe was the lack of our equipment to get to us. It took a bit of time to order for this equipment, but in the end we were able to adapt to that time we had, and we eventually pulled through. However, we were working and sacrificing other things in order to do this. Maybe our fourth challenge was to do the connection, because again, when we were connecting these components, we realized some of them are not even necessary. Some of them we were missing, so we had to improvise, and eventually we were able to get some good alternatives. The programming of the ultrasonic sensor. Well, since each of us never had any experience with programming and things, as this was also our first STEM project, it was a bit of a challenge, but we were able to research through secondary sources, and we also consulted an engineer who helped us understand it more.